guys, it's me, Vidotional. Glad you tuned in. Today we are going to be talking about 3 backsliders. One of the main things that we get on email, Facebook, Instagram, not really Instagram. Actually, I did get a message on Instagram, so I'll take that. Instagram too, is what to do if you've backslided. So if you're a backslidden Christian, this next series of videos is for you. I have come up with 3. I haven't come up, the Bible has come up with 3 different backslidden Christians. We get the information here from Matthew 13, 1 through 7. I have entitled the first backslider, the negligent Christian. Then the second one, the shallow Christian. And then the third one, the enslaved Christian. And so we're going to be tackling all 3 of those Christians in the weeks to come. The negligent Christian, let's start reading Matthew 13, 1 through 4. Later that same day, Jesus left the house and sat beside the lake. A large crowd soon gathered around him, so he got into the boat. Then he sat there and taught as the people stood on the shore. He told many stories in the form of parables, such as this one. Listen! A farmer went out to plant some seeds. As he scattered them across the fields, some seeds fell on a footpath, and the birds came and ate them. So that's our first backslidden Christian. We'll take it from that passage, and the seed is obviously you. You know, whenever you've accepted Jesus Christ into your heart, that is the seed that has been planted in you. So this first one, the negligent Christian, just as the Word of God says, it fell on a footpath, which gets trampled on. People step on it, and it's susceptible to the birds of the air. So what ended up happening to that seed was the birds came and it ate it. And so there was never really that deep connection that they're supposed to be. It's somebody who got saved, whether it was in a crusade, whether it was a friend that came in and, told you about Jesus and you accepted him into your heart, but then you left and never progressed from there. You never plugged into a church. You never cared to open up the Word of God. It was just planted there, and then the devil totally took it away. So there's a small segment of the population that have accepted Jesus that is like that, but there still is a large portion of people that have given themselves of the Lord, but have never really had anything take root. There was no true connection. You just kind of did it because, hey, it was just like someone just led me to the Lord. I did whatever I wanted to do. It never progressed from there. You need to plug in. So if that's you and you accepted Jesus into your heart, you may have even cried, "Come into my heart, but it never really stuck. You just kind of did whatever. You can't go back and do everything you've done before. You have to make sure to take time in the Word of God to understand it. You got to plug into a church. You got to, take these steps to make sure that seed that had been implanted into your life can grow and can flourish, because if not, somebody's just going to whisk it away. I challenge you, if that's you, if you are that negligent Christian, that you gave your heart to the Lord and you kind of just was like, whatever, I'm just going to do my thing. Don't do that. I recommend for you to get plugged into a church. That's the number one thing. You can't continue living life without any kind of direction. And if you find a good home church, that is going to be the first step in the right direction. And making sure that you're there every single Sunday. If they have a Wednesday service, be there every Wednesday. Do whatever you can. If you work, that's not a good enough excuse. You have to make time to connect with God and in that setting. So church is your number one priority. So if that's you, that's your homework this week. Another thing you could do is get into the Word. Not another thing you can do, another thing you have to do in order for you to blossom and flourish the way God has intended for every believer to flourish or to grow, is to make sure that you get the Word. So start off in the New Testament. Read the New Testament. Really delve into the Word of God. Find out who He is, what He did for you, and how you'll benefit from it, because the Word of God is your instruction manual. So you have to make sure that you crack it open to see, maybe I should be doing this. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And that's where you're going to get your source. That's where you're going to get your food. That's where you're going to get the water to make sure that you blossom and grow and flourish. So if that applies to you, I encourage you, don't go back to the way things were. Come into the family. Plug yourself in. Next week's video is going to be about the shallow Christian. We touched upon the negligent Christian, then there's going to be the shallow Christian, and then we're going to end the series off with the enslaved Christian. So don't miss it. See you next week. Bye.